Welcome back guys. Today I am going to go onto another subreddit called r/AskReddit and I will be showing what other redditors answered for the questions asked. So let's start. What is a useless talent you have? I have a small gap in some back teeth that allows me to make a real strong suction with my tongue to the top of my mouth and make this loud hollow pop when I click it off that sounds really similar to a bone popping. I can cross one eyeball. My mom taught me how to do it. Her college roommate taught her as a way to scare off guys who would hit on them at bars. Ha ha ha. I can do it too. I saw an orthoptist as a child because apparently I had trouble properly moving, crossing my eyes. I complained about having tired eyes, but tests showed I didn't need glasses back then. I had a lot of various eye exercises, and at some point I realized I could cross my eyes and move one around while the other was locked in place. Very fun to do and to see people's reactions, but quite painful now without practice. Of course I tried while typing that I can move each of my toes individually. Taught myself when I was a bored kid who didn't want a nap. I have the IT aura. When people have problems with technology and I show up to look at it, the problem goes away without me touching a thing. Update: thank you for all the updates. I did not expect this post to become so popular. Update 2: Waffle Goat has informed me that there is a word for this phenomenon and it is called Vorfor effect or the demonstration effect. That is awesome and maybe one day I will be able to pronounce it. Moving just my ears on command. I can transform any queue, no matter the apparent length, into the slowest queue imaginable. As soon as I get in line, someone's credit card doesn't work, or they need a price check, or have an inconveniently timed medical emergency. My wife has this ability with any drive-through fast food places. Without fail she ends up behind the person who seems to be ordering for an entire house party or something. It is especially bad when it is a McDonald's that has 2 order-taking stations. She always chooses the wrong one. My internal clock is so good I can guess the time very accurately, like within 3 minutes on average. I, 53-year-old male, can yell ridiculously loud. I'm not sure how or why, but I have this ability to yell really loud. Been able to since childhood. In high school at pep rally assemblies, everyone could hear me over everyone else when they would have everyone scream, out of greater than 300 students. I was at an N concert, yelling the lyrics to a song pretty close to the speakers and a group of people turned around to see who was making such an awful racket. It was me. I don't have a deep voice, just straight up decibels. Even my normal speaking voice is loud. It's very difficult sometimes because people think I'm pissed when I'm just speaking normally. A little bit different, but similar. I have a mutant power. When I was getting blood work done, my doctor noticed elevated liver enzymes and had me checked for a couple of diseases and then had me checked for a mutation when all of the diseases came back negative. It turns out that I have a mutation that makes me more vulnerable to liver damage from things like alcohol, acetaminophen/paracetamol, etc. I am not too worried since I don't drink much and I'm aware of the vulnerability, so I'm careful with anything that could cause liver damage, but I do think it's funny that my mutant power is liver failure, but I can only target myself and not villains. If I'm obsessed with something, for a short period of time I do that without breaks. I watch Supernatural series, 15 seasons, in under a month. I read 10 novels this January and 0 novels in February and March. I read my whole textbook in one day. Etc. I'm pretty good at throwing small solid foods like grapes or popcorn into air and catching them in my mouth mid-air. I can do this with slightly bigger food like boiled chicken eggs too. When speaking to someone in person, for the first time, I have the ability to immediately determine if they are the eldest, youngest, middle or only. I've literally never been wrong and it weirds everyone out, including me. The freakiest time was a few years ago. I was talking to a girl I'd met a few days prior and I couldn't quite work her out, then I realized she was a twin, so I said, "Are you a twin?" And she literally stopped dead in her tracks, looked at me with a furrowed brow and said yes, but she died in the womb. So weird. I can lick my elbow. I can run on all fours. I can make loads of noises and make impressions. They're all pretty useless. How are you with makeup and prosthetics? Because if you can convincingly run on all fours and make alarming noises, you may have a career in horror movies as a Wendigo tongue. Never really tried any of that. Though at a young age I used to terrorize all the other kids in those play tubes that kids used to play in. So I was a convincing something. When ego works,